Welcome to Coffee with the Boys. I'm Cody.
I'm Zach.
And today we got some random questions we're going to be answering today. So, we'll jump right into it. Steal your line.
It's not my line, but okay. We're going to dive right in.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
You were so close, but you suck. So,
first question is, what would be the worst thing for the government to make illegal?
Oof, that's a tough question, honestly. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But like, you could have so many things that the government can just make illegal that could just screw up the entire world, the entire society that we live in. But what would be the top choice that you would have?
Oh my God, I got two now.
You got two, okay. We'll pick your best one.
I think the one that would cause such a chaos would be illegal to leave the country.
Illegal to leave the country, so no travel.
Yeah.
So it's illegal to travel.
So no one can come in and out, kind of like what was it, North Korea did for 20 years?
Yeah.
Imagine if Canada just did that.
Oh my God.
So
the Canadian government was just like, nah, you're all isolated. Would we be able to like travel between each province?
Oh.
So like,
what if you had to go through checkpoints, so they would keep track of which province you're in?
Man, this is horrible already. I don't know if I would.
Imagine the chaos and riots.
Oh my God, there would be so many riots. There would be people coming in and just like fucking your day up. And
although I don't think it'd be very hard for them to contain us, because the country's so wide.
Yeah,
there's got to be so many easy access points through the U.S. border.
Yeah, probably. Like you could just be like illegal Mexicans up in Canada now. You know, you're living up to your nickname, man. Damn, he's already thinking of like plot holes for his illegal. But I'm thinking a little bigger than that, because that's like massive control, right? But I'm thinking, what if the government made money illegal?
So then everyone would have to like trade in like
products. So then like the hierarchy that we live in now, it would basically be abolished by those who are running like massive corporations and stuff like that, because they wouldn't necessarily have product control or resources that could be bought and stuff like that. So like you look at it like maybe farmers,
they would probably rule, honestly. Farmers
they would, because they would have all of the resources, right?
You'd almost go back into like medieval times where like you owned land, you were like the landlord. You were a lord, essentially. Yeah.
The more land you own, the more profit.
Farmers would be like, they would be the lords of the land.
Yeah, like, and then you go back to trading days, right?
Yeah.
There would be no money, which, maybe that might be not a horrible thing. I do think a lot of people will go in mass panic because they wouldn't know how to like operate without money. No. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do, but I just think
about it. It's like your jobs would be almost useless.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless
unless the government's paying you in like food and stuff.
Yeah.
But like no grocery store would ever have any food.
No, that's true. Well, unless you got like some kind of trading partner and stuff like that. So I think that would be interesting to see what would happen, but I definitely think
a grocery store would probably be owned by the farmers.
Yeah, probably.
You would have to trade them on items and services they would want.
Yeah.
And be like labor workers or...
Imagine just sitting there in line and like Farmer Joe's just sitting there and be like, what do you have to trade today? And then I'd be like, man, what is with your voice? I'd be like, you just trying to be like a nobleman or something? Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
I want some wheat.
Give me some wheat.
I want to make some fucking Wheaties. Something like that,
That's your calling, like, make some Wheaties after money's
Make
gone.
some bread, gotta get that bread. It's gonna be like, bam, bake me a nice loaf of white bread or brown bread, some oat bread, something that'll last me through the days. It won't go spoil right away, but just give me some of that bread. Don't talk like shit. But
oatmeal.
Oatmeal, yeah, that would be great too. Obviously, a lot of choices to go for. But why don't we move on to our next question? So, Cody, what is the sexiest and least sexiest name in your opinion?
Ooh. Olaf is pretty unattractive.
That depends on where you're sitting, but yeah, could be.
Olaf.
My name is Olaf. Good for you.
All right.
Have a good night, man. So Olaf?
There's another name I'm thinking, but I can't think of it. But yeah, Olaf is also another.
So would be the least sexiest.
Yeah.
Okay, what would be the sexiest then?
God.
Like what name you just hear and it just like automatically turns you on? Like you're like, oh, hello. How are you doing? And you're just talking to a wall because you just can't control yourself.
Oh.
The person's in the vicinity, but like you just can't.
Don't look at me.
No, not in that sense. Like you're just trying to hide what's going on. You're like, oh, like you're crossing your legs. You're like,
this is natural.
Don't flatter yourself. It's not you. It's the name. All right. No. But you can't think of one sexy name.
Not that like instantly like, yeah. What about you?
So for which one? Least sexiest or the most sexiest?
Least sexiest.
Least sexiest? The name Heath.
Heath.
Yeah. It just sounds like the guys in Heat. You're like, maybe change your name to something else. Because, I mean, like, yeah, there's not a lot of people that really go by that name. I think I've came across maybe like one person, maybe. It's not a very common name. It's not a very attractive name. Don't get me wrong. People could pull it off, but like, it's just not an attractive name.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think you just hear that name, you're like, yo, I'm Heath, and then you're just like, so you like a rock band guy, or you just like wearing shell necklaces, or like
I don't know. It's not the worst.
Well, I think it's the worst.
Fair.
But it's also not really a foreign name either. So I would say that's the worst Canadian name that I can think of. Canadian American name.
Yeah, I can't really.
Yeah. But the sexiest name that I could think of is Anastasia. That just rolls off the tongue a little bit, and you're just like, oh, hey, there you go, hey, turn into Johnny Bravo again. So yeah, I think that.
Think of medical terms when.
When I say Anastasia, oh, anesthesia, no.
Does it instantly turn you off now?
No, you trying to put me to sleep with that name? I'd be okay with that. Done deal. Zach approved. Oh, man. So if you can't think of another, like a sexy name or something like that, maybe we should just move on to the next question.
Sounds good.
So the next question is, like, if animals could talk, which animal, in your opinion, would be the rudest?
Cats.
You think cats?
Yeah.
You think cats would be the rudest? Like, so, like, give me like some reasoning to this. Like, why do you think cats would be like the rudest?
You ever see those videos?
Talkers.
It's like they're on the shelf and they're just like, boop, boop.
Oh, and they're just like
boop.
purposely
they're
knocking
like,
things over.
fuck your stuff. I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, we've been over this before. Cats are just pure demonic, and I don't like cats at all. You'd have to hold a special place in my heart if you won my heart over for if you were a cat. But I kind of agree with you, but I kind of think that there's other options out there. Like, let's see, like flamingos. Peacocks, actually. No, I'm going to take that back. Peacocks, I think, would be the rudest.
I know nothing about their personality.
Because they're just little cocky birds, walking around, strutting their stuff, thinking they're all pretty, and I'm like...
Their egos?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful creatures, but I think, like, if they could talk, they'd be like those type of people that are always, like, taking selfies of themselves, just like, my God, I'm so beautiful, like, oh my God, I gotta post that on the gram, and I'm gonna make, like, a super hella good post, it's just gonna be amazing, and I'm like, And I kind of want to just like sit there and take their feathers off one by one. I think that's just like one of those, and maybe like just bashing other animals, like, oh, you're so ugly, like, you know, fuck you. It's just like, whoa, hey, that's a beautiful puppy you're just talking to, you little bastard. You know, I don't know. I think I would be offended by a peacock.
Douchiness?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, that kind of fits in with rudeness too. You don't agree? You still think cats?
Yeah.
They're just walking around, you know, just strutting their stuff.
No personal respect.
Yeah.
Just walking things.
I mean, they just like climb on you too, right?
Yep.
They're just like, you know,
use and abuse
your face. I'm just gonna sit here now, waking you up at like 2 a.m, like, feed me. You know, they turn into your alarm clock. You never really need a phone or alarm anymore.
True.
You know, so yeah, I think we're both right in that regard. But let's move on to the last question. I know you've been excited about this one because it kind of fits in with your personality. But
secret.
What kind of secret society would you like to start if you were able to?
Kind of like a guild of assassins.
A guild? Jesus, just jumping right into it. You know, just equipping a whole bunch of people with weapons and...
Probably call them like the Silent Order.
Ooh, that good name.
Right.
Good name. Still alarmed just because, you know, you're like sitting there and it kind of reminds me of your clone plan when we were doing the superheroes episode.
Ooh, everything.
It's like, you know, they're going to pay me. It's just like, what? What's going on?
And you know, I'd probably even get them to dress nice too. Kind of like...
So like in robes?
I was thinking more like Hitman, you know, in suits.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just kind of like a John Wick universe.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a little jealous I didn't think of that myself. But...
What about you? What's your empire scheme of a society?
Well, it's a twofold. So it's a little darker than my usual content. But I'm gonna have two different societies. So the first one, it's all lovey-dovey and, you know, real affectionate and stuff like that. And it's gonna be a society of tree huggers, and I'm gonna call it the Huggin' Tree.
That would be your secret society.
Well, hang on. It's a twofold project, right? So while I'm developing this, you know, it's just going to be a whole organization of secret tree huggers. I don't know how secret it would be because I feel like a lot of people would be very outspoken in this society. But the second prong to this plan is a little dark, but, you know, it could be beneficial in this society down the road. But the other society would be a society of mercenaries that I've employed personally, you know, with specific skill sets. So kind of like assassins, but like there are no rules with them. But like I would be their leader, and the way that I would like hold that power is, you know, training them for like an apocalypse and like telling them, hey, gain all these resources and you know, this food and all this stuff and getting prepped and planned because for the inevitable.
So are the tree huggers the mercenaries?
No.
Oh.
They are the secondary. They're the first part of the prong.
Okay.
So they're one society, and this is another society.
Okay.
So from that one, and then like when the apocalypse happens or whatever for this society to like initially engage, you know, kind of going like Walking Dead here. But I would take them, and then I would go over to the tree huggers, and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" It'd be all like hippy dippy, and I'd be like, "Oh, just coming here to take all your stuff," and they'd be like, "Wait, what?" And then this whole time they've been like doing, you know, all these awesome things for that society. I'm secretly planning a blitzkrieg to overthrow them and take all of their resources so that
overthrow something you already own.
Exactly, right? But it's also to gain the mercenaries' trust. So down the road, who's going to help me in, say, like a zombie apocalypse?
But wait, how would you gain their trust if you're portraying one of your own mercenary groups?
Well, hang on though. They don't know. So it'll be like a secret that I only hold. So I'm thinking like, you know, I'm I'm the puppet master almost. It's kind of sort of. Yeah. But anyway,
so let me get this straight.
Okay.
Your mercenaries are training to get better warriors, getting prepped for survival.
Yes.
Your tree huggers are just gathering supplies. And
Yes.
Damn. So when shit hits the fan and they got their bundle of supplies, they're all like, "Oh, look at us! We got medical. We got everything."
And they'll be defenseless.
And then
that's when we come in and strike, and then I'll just I'll fib and say that they're infected, and then we cut ties with that society, and then we become a new hugger of trees. Yeah, you gotta always be on your toes. But I think that's how I would go if I was able to run a secret society. Obviously, very cryptic and cynical, but
I love how we both go to like warriors.
I think you gotta think, right? Like down the road, if shit hits the fan, you gotta be prepared. Sure. So being over prepared would be just the perfect amount of prepared. And also, you know what? That's too complicated. I don't want to go in there. I've already shown you guys too much. I'm just kidding around. But Cody, I think that's all the time we have today.
It is, definitely is.
Cody's a little nervous now sitting beside me because of my plotting.
Gonna have to start my assassins here sooner than I thought.
Oh my god, we could bundle them together.
I don't want you talking to my I don't want you talking to my assassins. No influence.
Just worried. Motivation, guys.
Exactly. What if you outmotivate my own people?
Well, I guess we'll never know. Maybe. But I do.
You will never know.
Because it's a secret society. Not much of a secret anymore. But thanks for sticking around for the video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.